Good evening, friends. Dick Riculous here, reporting live for WBIGD TV. Today we're going to talk about another product. We're going to have Big D test, prove if it's true, if it's false, if it's right, if it's wrong, if the manufacturer's leading you down a path of destruction, if they're just plain out lying to you, lying to you, lying to you. We are here and we're going to report it, because that's what we do. Dick Riculous here, WBIGD TV.
Have you ever been to a flea market to look for a car stereo system? An amplifier, EQ, anything like that? Yeah, lots of people have done this over the years, including places like J.C. Whitney Catalog back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Had all kind of cool things like 10-band equalizer booster with reverberation echo for $69.99. Well, today we're going to look at 1990 car audio and electronics, and we're going to look specifically at the page of equalizers because we've got one that we want to check out in depth. The Pyramid 705CD for $169. Let's find out a little bit more about this because we just got one in. All right, here we have a package from Sean. It says to open this end. So let's follow the instructions. Oh, what could it be? Huh. Cool. Sean, thank you, sir. Oh, yes. Pyramid equalizer. I love it. Oh, man, that is dope. Look at that. Pyramid Phase 2 SE705CD 250 watt amplifier. Look at that. Yeah, right. There's the features. $60 watt RMS, which still, we gotta take it out and take a look at it. Oh man, look at that. Still got all those screws. Man, look at that. Brand spanking new. There is the manual too. Owner's manual. Manuel Noriega.
You big dummy.
I will scan that in case anybody needs a copy of it. Okay. So it's one of those trifold dealios. Yep, just check the video description. I will scan it for you guys if anybody needs a copy. This is the new improved version with high-low impedance RCA input jack and CD jack. Sweet! So there is the unit. As you can tell by the tape, it has never been opened. Made in Taiwan. Yeah, there's the VU meters. We gotta set the smiley face V pattern for maximum sound quality. Fader, volume. That is beyond cool. Brand spanking new. With the CD input jack right on the front. I think the coolest thing about having an item like this come in is to see something brand new from the late 1980s. I mean, it just takes you back. Those of us who knew this time and saw these products, we knew the Pyramid name was pretty much junk, but still to see something like this that survived all these years and is still brand new is just still amazing to me. And I love seeing products like this. I love showing them to you guys in full HD 4K video, and just think it's really interesting to see a new perspective on these products that you know, you may not have seen in over 30 years. So let's take a closer look at this unit. You can see here on the left you have the fader for front and rear, the volume slider, 3.5 millimeter CD input, and a power on and off button. It does not have a remote connection on the amp, it just says power on and off. 7-band spectrum equalizer, which looks super cool. Then you have your 7 bands of EQ adjustments. Each of them is plus or minus 12 dB. Now before we show this in operation, we're going to have to hook it up to the amp dyno, see how much power it has. Now let's fire up the good old SMD, Demore Engineering Amplifier Dyno, to do our RMS power output testing of this amplifier. Before we do that, make sure you check the video description for links to Wilson Audio merch. Smash me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this content. More like it coming all the time. Now let's talk about the dyno tests. There's 3 different tests: certified, uncertified, and dynamic. Certified test takes us up to 1% THD, uncertified takes us up to the clipping point, and dynamic is a dynamic tone mimicking IHF 202 standard. First up, we'll try the 4 ohm test. Of course, stereo is rated 250 watts max or 60 watts RMS. If we look at the box here, you can see the 250 watt big, but if you look over at the bottom there under full warranty, it says 60 watts RMS. So let's try it. Certified, 1% THD. 11 watts and 10 watts.
Where's the beef, bum? Where's the beef?
Thanks, Big D. This is Dick Riculous.
This is not a Mickey Mouse program.
Come on, Pyramid, you got to get with it. This is not a Mickey Mouse program. Let's try it uncertified and see what we get. Barely double digits, 11 watts and 10 watts, the same thing we got at 1% THD. Dynamic test. Ooh, we busted an 11 watt out of that second channel. 22 watts total out of this. Yeah, the results are weak sauce. You can see all the different tests here if you want to zoom in. Basically, it's rated 15 watts by 4 RMS or 30 by 2 RMS. And we got way less than that, so it's a big bummer. Now let's find out how it sounds hooked up to some speakers. Alright, so if you're like me, you're digging those spectrum analyzer displays. Well, let's look and see what's inside this EQ/amplifier. On each side there are 4 screws, so if you take out all 8 screws, kind of separate it like a clamshell. We'll take the top off, and here we can see the 1980s goodness of electronics. You can see these single-sided boards. They don't even have traces on the bottom board. It's just all through the whole components. There's some solder joints there on the top connecting all the speaker wires. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to open that up very much, so you could see all the resistors and capacitors and everything in there. It's quite amazing that it still works over 30 years later. Here you notice the 2 highlighted sections with the heat sinks. These are the amplifier chips. The SE705CD are the model on these. These are Toshiba branded integrated amplifier circuit board chips, kind of like Lay's. But if you look at the specs here, it says 19 watts at 10% THD, 15 watts at 1% THD. So that's a maximum of the chip. So we didn't quite get there. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of this pyramid amplifier. The LED spectrum analyzer, off the charts. We love that. 7 bands of EQ adjustment, plus or minus 12 dB. Has an aux or CD input. It still works 30 years later, which is impressive. And that's about all. Not really anything else good about it. What could be better? Obviously the 10 watts per channel, very weak. The sound quality was not great to my ears. Why did they put 250 watts on the amp? So they could sell it. And the brand stigma of Pyramid is not so great. So there you have it, guys. Just a quick unboxing and test of this Pyramid 705CD equalizer booster from around 1989-1990. A big shout out to Sean Mullen for sending this out to me, and for Steve Mead for letting me use his clip at the beginning of the video. Thanks as always for watching. Until next time, Big D, I'm out of here. Pyramid SE705CD. This is a in-dash car stereo graphic equalizer / amplifier, 250 watts is what it says. But yeah, we know they're lying. But let's, this is old school line too. Let's try 2 ohms, 1 kilohertz certified. Hopefully it doesn't blow this little thing up. Okay. Obviously doesn't like that. Doesn't do more power. All right, just for fun, we will try the dynamic test at 2 ohms. See if we can get that 15 watts per channel that it's rated. Nope. 12 watts and 11 watts.